It, hey everybody, it's your boy Captain Hunter coming at you again. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to check out this video. I had some serious technical difficulties. I didn't think I didn't think the powers that be wanted me to do this story, but we're gonna push through it. So there is a growing trend of cougars in the classroom. Cougars in the classroom. I came across this story a couple of days ago, and it was already done. So I was like, I'm not gonna repeat it. But then as I'm flicking through my Google feed, when you open up a new browser, another story pops up. So we're gonna go through this, and I'm gonna give my 2 cents about this and what needs to be done about this. Let me see here. Hold on. Whew, the technical difficulties just don't stop. So, yes. So she touched me. Excuse me. It's an article we're going to get to. Cougars in the classroom. The alarming rate of teachers charged with raping young boys in America. I think that the Daily Mail is producing this, and fairly certain the Daily Mail is a British newspaper. But we got an American newspaper for us as well, some American sources. So let's get into it. Let's dive into this. Dozens of female teachers have been arrested this year across the nation for sex crimes involving students, as the seeming number of cougars in the classroom continues to grow. Is it? Let me ask you: is it that there are more of them? Is it a growing phenomenon? Are they having lessons, and they're having secret meetings and discussing this, or their dark web chats about all this? Or has this always been going on? Or what's up with this? This is crazy. And as you can see, this was originally published April 21st, and then it was updated to 22nd. It's of April. It's now May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, as I record this. Celebration to all the people who celebrate Cinco de Mayo. A long line of female teachers allegedly involved with youngsters across the country dominates headline. DailyMail.com discovered that 25 female teachers have been arrested in 16 states in only the last 12 months. And it is feared to be merely the tip of the iceberg, as there appears to be no centralized data collection to track this disturbing trend. This phenomenon is not something that's going on as this article. The article's not insane, but it's not something that's been prevalent for the last year. It's been going on for a long time. And we don't even know really how long it's been going on. As it says, there's no centralized data. We don't know how long it's been going on. Are there secret meetings and all this kind of stuff, right? In the last month, listen to this, married New Jersey teacher Jessica Sawicki, 37, was arrested after cops found her half-naked body in the backseat of a teen's car at a wildlife center. The mother of two allegedly admitted to police she and the student had unprotected sex at least 5 times. In Nebraska, 45-year-old Aaron Ward was arrested after being caught naked in the backseat with a teen boy. The substitute teacher is married to the Department of Defense official and was quickly arrested at the scene by the police. Let me read that again. The substitute teacher is married to a Department of Defense official. Here are some of their pictures and stuff, right? Aaron Ward, former Buckeye High School teacher accused of sex crime involving student, police say. Buckeye police have arrested 23-year-old former teacher and athletic coach accused of sex crime involving a student. Now, I used to think, and I was thinking this at the time when my son was in high school, maybe, in order to be, in order to teach at the high schools, you have to be over 35 or 40 or something, or maybe that's the senior positions. Putting 24, 25-year-olds in close proximity with these students, maybe it's just too much temptation. I don't know. Many of the accused female teachers charged last year are married, and one was even named Teacher of the Year. The teachers are enticing students with sexually charged texts, nude photos, and videos before and during the physical encounters, police say. Leading child psychologist Dr. Michael Oberschneider of Ashburn Psychological Services said social media influences contributed to the abuse dynamic and rise in the number of cases, right? They're sending pictures, they're communicating online, offline, and all that type of stuff. Social media can blur the lines between the two students-teacher relationship, which can turn into open doors for inappropriate outcomes, he said. Yeah, a lot of schools should be or have and should be instituting some type of no social media contact policy. Can't be friends on Facebook, can't be friends on TikTok, can't be friends Snapchat, and whatever else is out there. I don't even know that much anymore. So he explained that students have more access to the teacher through various online formats, which can lead to inappropriate communication and even inappropriate relationships of a sexual nature. You think so? As we have seen in the news, some female teachers are choosing to put out sexually focused content on sites like OnlyFans, LoyalFans, Fansly, and other similar platforms that students can see and be a part of, Oberschneider explained. Right, there was one Detroit teacher who was up there rapping, right? She I think got fired for her explicit lyrics. He said even Instagram and other social media platforms allow students to see and possibly interact with the teacher in a more personal and intimate ways. So there was always a connection with this, right? There was always a connection with this that, this is why you called them Miss and Mister, and there was always this distance. I can remember being in 7th grade, and there was a teacher, and we had seen her at the mall, right? At that time, kids, it was the 7th grade, so we were 12, 13 or so at the mall. And, we went to the mall just to kind of hang out, and it was a place for us to go to walk around and hang out at, some of us. And so, when we saw the teacher there, our 7th grade teacher there, she's like, you hang out at the mall? What are you doing here? She's like, I have a life outside the mall, but outside of school. So the point is that there was always this separation. And that separation is no longer there with these kids when they're accepting friend requests and messaging each other, et cetera, et cetera. And in his estimation, 80% of teachers who abuse students are still predominantly male. Okay. He explained the research shows males are more opportunistic, more predatory, and more aggressive, with their motivation being focused on sex. Not the student. I'm not what he's talking about. Listen, sometimes, these PhDs, man, sometimes I don't know what they're talking about, man. While female teachers tend to be motivated, it seems to abuse their students in different ways and for different reasons. It often revolves around emotional conflict, unmet intimacy needs, personal issues, loneliness, and feelings of isolation. So in other words, it's the man's fault, because you're married and he's not giving you enough time, attention, and these students are showing you this time and attention, and you just can't help yourself. Here are more teachers who have been arrested. Emma Delaney Hancock, 26-year-old former substitute in Oklahoma. She had a sexual relationship. Heather Hare, a teacher at Bryan High School, was charged with sexual assault. Glamorous Missouri math teacher Hilton Clifton, 26, several charges, molestation, rape, and all this kind of stuff, right? 4th grade teacher Alyssa Common, all these different instructors, teachers, right? Hancock responded, are we sending half-naked pictures now? The teen responded, I don't know. Are we? And then she then allegedly replied, are you trying to get me to lose my job? The documents say. Oh, Lord. She's trying to hedge. She don't want to get too caught up in this. Don't want to hedge her bets and all this. The message later escalated into Hancock and the teen kissing each other on the 2 occasions while in the classroom. Couldn't even wait. Hancock is also accused of touching the teen inappropriately during the second time they kissed, according to the court filing. Hancock is married to the town's chief of police, Alfred Hancock, and is believed to be the daughter of Wellston Mayor Paul Whitna. Hare, 33, pleaded guilty in federal court to transporting a minor across state lines for the purpose of unlawful sexual activity, and now faces up to life in prison. She's not going to get life in prison. We're not even going to entertain that. They're not going to give these people life in prison. Here's the chief. Oh my God, this is it. He's got to go to work as the chief of police. Oh my God. Hare had sex with the victim, a male student at Brighton High School, 20 to 30 times. That's a lot. Throughout 2021-22 school year, including a class trip to D.C. Before her arrest and resignation from the high school in April of last year, Hare was cherished by her students. They even recorded a farewell video when her class was temporarily halted during the pandemic. Clifton Carmack, 26 of Waynesville near St. Louis, was arrested by the Garden Ridge Police Department on occasions of having relationship with a 16-year-old student. The sexual assaults are allegedly taking place in Missouri's Pulaski County, about 800 miles away. Right, and this goes on and on and on and on. Right, so the phenomenon is so deep. The phenomenon is so deep. This one was Stephanie Woods, 28, biology teacher, tennis and basketball coach from San Antonio, was arrested after she allegedly had an inappropriate relationship with a 17-year-old girl. The phenomenon is so deep that they've coined the term "Cougars in the classroom." Ali Curamont, 33, of Virginia, was arrested for having an inappropriate sexual relationship with a student in James Madison High that went on for several months. Ali Elizabeth Bardfield, a married mother of 4 from Illinois, was accused of grooming and raping an 11-year-old boy. 4th grade English teacher Alyssa Common is 38 is charged with raping 12-year-old child at her home in Tennessee. You know, these people are not going to get to life, but it certainly is a crazy embarrassment. Between 2017 and 2022, at least 1,895 teachers had unfavorable action taken against their credentials by State Education Licensing Board for sexual misconduct and inappropriate relationships that may not be of a sexual nature, according to the nonprofit Association of State Directors of Teacher Education Certification. That figure is an underestimation, since many states do not provide the reason why a teacher's credential was suspended or revoked. Jimmy Adams, executive director of the nonprofit, told Daily.com of the 6,000 incidents that came in yearly, only a very small percentage is sexual misconduct. Billy Joel Grant, PhD, leading expert in employee sexual misconduct prevention, okay, said in the last year there have been approximately 468 male and female reports of sexual misconduct involving students nationwide, and of that number, 113 are female. It's interesting that they did this, right? Because if there's all this misconduct, I'm quite sure that there is, between males, why are they focusing on this? Is it because we do not expect the ladies, to behave and act in these ways? And they seem to pathologize the males, right? Because they're doing it they're predatory, right? They just want sex. They're just a bunch of predators. Where they give this kind of deference to the ladies and say, we don't know, there's different reasons why they're doing it. They got unmet emotional needs, and they're lonely and vulnerable and all this kind of stuff. So you sleep with your student? So this gives a lot of credence to the fact that we don't know what to do or how to really handle some of the ladies out there. I've done videos on my other channel talking about when and if ladies take over, because there's this push for them for the future to be female, and for women to be more in leadership positions in schools and the police departments and politics, and you name the field. There's a push for more representation, and even for leadership roles. And if they're going to behave in this type of manner, then it's not going to make a difference. And again, these are individuals who have been caught. These are the individuals who we don't know really all of the details as to what has happened with them. But I find it interesting that the article pathologizes the men in these articles, and talks about that they just are predatory by nature, whereas the women have unmet sexual needs, unmet emotional needs. Where's the article? It's predominantly male. Explaining research on males. Research shows males are more opportunistic, whatever that means. Are the ladies not opportunistic? More predatory and more aggressive, with their motivation being focused on sex. While female teachers tend to be motivated, it seems, to abuse their students in different ways and for different reasons, and often it revolves around emotional conflict. unmet intimacy needs, personal issues, loneliness, and feelings of isolation. Feelings of isolation. You have a job. I really interested in reading some of this stuff. So what brought this to my attention? And I really wasn't going to do this story, but I'm going to have to. Yeah. So let me try to adjust this here. So this is what brought this to my attention. Maybe I don't need to do it. This is from the New York Post. I want to try to get this in here. This is from the New York Post. As you can see, Wisconsin elementary school teacher, 24, busted for making out with a 5th grade teacher 3 months before her wedding. So she's about to get married. She's going to get married, and she's making out with a 5th grader. What? A 5th grader is 11 years old? $11? The accused pervert has since been placed on administrative leave, and the Hudson School District told the parents, right? I guess this is the video here. We can probably watch the video here. Let's try to watch the video here. A 24-year-old elementary school teacher was arrested Wednesday for allegedly making out with her 5th grade student less than 3 months before her wedding. Madison Bergman's alleged abuse of the 11-year-old boy came to light after the student's mother overheard her son talking to the teacher on the phone. Oh my God. The victim's parents allegedly found text between the pair, and the boy's father then stormed into Rivercrest Elementary School with printouts of the conversation. The deranged text chains included messages from Bergman allegedly discussing multiple encounters in the classroom during lunch and after school. She's also accused of telling the child how much she really enjoyed touching her and making out. The charging documents state. This is apparently her. Madison Bergman was arrested Wednesday for allegedly making out with a 5th grade student. Inside her bag, police also found a folder with the victim's name on it, containing many handwritten notes talking about how much they kissed one another, the charges allege. In one of the letters, Bergman allegedly wrote, "One of my cousins is in the 5th grade, and I can't imagine a man talking to her how we talk. I know we have a special relationship. I do love you more than anyone in the world, but I have to be an adult here and stop." It is not clear how long the abuse had been going on, but Bergman told investigators she was given the boy's phone number by his mother in December when his family invited who they thought was a beloved teacher with them to the Afton Alps for a winter break. God, dog. That was the same month she became engaged to her longtime boyfriend, her social media shows. According to the document, when officers asked about the text exchange between the two, Bergman invoked her right to an attorney. The accused pervert has since been placed on administrative leave and barred from contacting any district students, parents, or staff. The Hudson School District told parents the same day as her arrest. Learning about school staff member and alleged inappropriate conduct that breaches trust is deeply troubling for all of us, the messages state. According to her social media, Bergman was set to be married in July. I guess this is the guy, less than 3 months from when she was arrested. And can you imagine? I can't imagine being a husband or girlfriend. Excuse me, well, I guess girlfriend now too, or boyfriend. If anybody teaches in school, I would seriously have an immediate conversation. What is going on? Do not embarrass me. That would be mine. Now he's got to look at this picture. She began teaching at Rivercrest in 2022, a milestone that she celebrated a photo of her classroom on Facebook. Can't wait for school to start, she ominously wrote. Bergman faces one count of first-degree sexual assault. She was released on a $25,000 signature bond, which probably means she just signed. They probably just let her walk out the door. Signature bond. Yeah. Signature bond. Man, if you don't show up to court, we're gonna get not a surety bond, but a signature bond. So that's from the New York Post. Here's from Here's from, and I'm showing this for a particular reason here. I'm showing this for a particular reason here. I want you to note. 24-year-old teacher arrested after allegedly making out with a 5th grade student. I don't think that this video is playing has anything to do with it. Months before her wedding. And as you go through this particular article, right? This is the article here. And the reason I'm showing this is because, it's a brief article, but there's no pictures of the woman. You think they would not show pictures of the dude if there was a man involved in this? So the New York Post did their due diligence, while the other one, where's this? WTRF did not. Hudson, Wisconsin did not. Crazy. They don't know how to hold some, it faces life in prison. They're not going to give that woman life. You get pregnant. You get pregnant by 13 or 14. They make him pay the child support. This is a problem. It's a problem when men do it. It's a problem when women do it. It's a problem. You got to figure out. You got to set stronger standards for social media, as the good doctor was talking about. You got to set yourself apart. Going on vacation with these people. No, I'm your teacher. Don't talk to me. Unless it's got something to do with whatever is whatever. No more. What would I say? No more one-on-one tutoring sessions, unless it's in your house with the parents there or something like that, or maybe strictly online tutoring sessions that are monitored and recorded. You got to figure this out. It's crazy. So I want to bring up a story, there's always this idea that it's not really this way, and guys, I was gonna make the joke too that hey, why wasn't this going on when I was in school and all this kind of stuff, right? How come my 24-year-old good-looking instructor wasn't hitting on me and stuff like that? So that's something we always say. But here's a story. Here's an article written by Tommy J. Curry and Ebony Utley. And I'm pretty sure, I'm like 95% sure, I started to read a book by Tommy Curry, The Man Not. And I'm pretty sure that he addresses the totality of black maleness. But in particular, he addresses, and I'm pretty sure, it's been a while since I read a couple chapters I got to get back to and try to finish off the whole thing. I'll probably start from the beginning again. However, what I want to say is that this is an article that he wrote. She touched me. 5 snapshots of adult violations of black boys. Now, I picked out this article because I'm mostly aware of this particular type of work in dealing with black boys. But this is a problem that goes on, as you can see, in rural America, in Wisconsin, and other places too, right? And there's an emotional trauma that we're just going to read just a little bit of this, right, from the introduction here. Imagine a 15-year-old girl has sex with a 20-year-old man, right? Close your eyes and imagine that, right? He's a predator. Oh my God. It is her first sexual experience, her first time having intercourse. She remembers that he basically took it from me, but feels an affection for the person and for the event. She was not at the age of consent, but describes the experience as just pleasure. Was this rape or simply a man ushering a young girl into womanhood? Now imagine her as a 15-year-old boy now imagine her as a 15-year-old boy and him to be a 20-year-old woman, right? The roles are reversed, essentially. She took it from him, but he recalls it was pleasurable. Was he forced into a sexual relationship with an adult before the age of consent? Was he raped? Can he actually be raped? It is often difficult to conceptualize male bodies as being victim of sexual violence, even more so when the perpetrator of that sexual violence is female. Recent research has commented on male victims' invisibility and the public's perception of sexual initiation and exploitation. I think that that's what the doctor was doing when he was talking about, the women are just innocent victims who are really just lonely paramours who are looking for sexual for intimacy, and while the males are just deviant. I think that this is exactly what they're talking about. When the female perpetrator is female, when the perpetrator is female and the victim is male, society is much more likely to view the sexual relationship between the two as one of the mutual pleasure and in the other sexual initiation. This is, you can go back to Duncan 2010, Burroughs 2004, 1989 article. Male victimization, even when suffered by a child, is often overlooked or rationalized as something different and less violent than it would have happened to a young girl. In Matthew P. Mendo's The Male Survivor, the Impact of Sexual Abuse, he argues that the visibility of male victims rarely is seen through their actual suffering or the symptoms manifesting because of the event. Often male victims are identified by the threat they pose to others, Mendel said. This is exactly what that article was saying before, that the males are just predators. It is easier to recognize a male perpetrator than a victim. This is simply the simple proposition has, I believe, profound ramifications for abused men, for the psychotherapeutic community, and for the field of criminal justice. The cultural stereotype of men as active, violent, and aggressive rather than passive, helpless, or victimized males makes it easy to recognize behaviors that fit the former pattern and difficult to perceive the latter. Moreover, if we expect abused boys and male survivors of child abuse to behave just as like their female counterparts, we will miss a lot of abused males. The victimization of males is unfortunately only likely to come to light through their latter sexual offenses, if at all. Is this not the R. Kelly situation where he was abused, and then he acted out in a different manner than would be expected for a woman? Listen, a lot more that could be done. Read through this. She Touched Me. I'm pretty sure it's free. You can go to Google Scholar and probably find it. Tommy J. Curry doing the work. There's other people who've done the work, right? Who're looking at the therapeutic aspects of this. So that's all I got for now. This is a problem. It's a growing problem. I'm glad it's being acknowledged. Listen, if you are a teacher and you're doing this, please stop. Please get some help. Seek some therapy for your whatever emotional issues you got going on, male or female. If you are, children in school, if you have children in school, nieces, cousins, siblings, etc., make sure that you check in on them and don't just be trusting. Make sure that there is a separation between. There's a separation, right? They shouldn't be calling them, shouldn't be texting them. They should not be friends on social media, all that type of stuff. You got to make sure that separation is there. Otherwise, this type of stuff is going to be going on. But if you notice any type of inappropriate type of situations going on, make sure that you take note of it and then maybe bring it to somebody's attention. So, until next time, everyone, much love and peace.